Hello everybody, and welcome to today's stream of Candela Obscura. A very special stream today because we are going to play in a location that you are not familiar with. We are going to play in a setting in the Beyond the Lighthouse project that is currently on Backer Kits. So feel free to go there and back it because it's absolutely awesome. And we were doing the stream to help you discover a little bit some of the novelties and fun stuff that is going to be in the supplement. Just know that some of the specialties or skills you will see today are not in the core rulebook. They're going to be in this supplement. So if you're interested in those specialties or this setting and everything, it's absolutely the crowdfunding campaign for you. I will get around the table and see that my players, that you get to know our players today, starting with Ran.
Hi, my name is Ran. I use she, her pronoun. I am a theater director by trade during the day or during the nights in New York City. And tonight I will be playing Aver Ren.
All right. Followed by Jolene.
Hi everybody, my name is Jolene. I'm a composer for media, so films, games, television, and TTRPG. I will be playing, not to be confused, Ren.
Sounds good. And finally, Kyle.
Hi there, I'm Kyle Ahrens. I use he, him pronouns. I am a stage actor based out of New England in the Maine and New Hampshire region. And today I am going to be playing Professor Cornelius Baring, also known as Ran. I'm kidding, I'm not.
For the sake of clarity, I will probably call you Aver, Ran, so it's going to be easier. And
yeah, I will apologize in advance whenever you call Jolene's character. I might also answer.
I mean, I expected nothing less. It's okay. And
I love how that happened organically too.
Probably, yeah. And I myself, I am Waziton. Pronouns are he, him, and I'm a French tabletop RPG, forever GM. And yeah, without further ado, let's jump in. So, the ornately decorated room is heavy with the scent of incense. Curls of smoke drift lazily towards the darkened ceiling. Around the seance table, a dozen evenly spaced candles are flickering and cast a pale wavering light on the faces of the guests. Each one holds their breath as Madame Camilla's eyes roll back. Her voice drops to a low, eerie murmur. Spirits, we beseech you, speak to us. Her hands are trembling ever so slightly, and she squeezes the lady next to her and her gloved fingers. This richly dressed hostess, barely able to contain her excitement, leans forward, her eyes wide and eager. Is that you, Daniel? Can you hear me, mein Herz? Madame Camilla's voice grows louder, repeating her entreaty when a faint gust of cold wind sweeps through the room, causing candles to flicker and dim. A framed portrait on the wall creaks and tilts at a very unlikely angle, and a single, distant, echoing knock resounds from the mentioned darkened hallways as if someone or something is answering the call. We take a little step back now, a few days later, as all of you were invited to a seance at Lady Hersher's house. You are among a group of a dozen people, richly dressed, very happy to be here. In the reception area, champagne is being served. People are just having a good time, and you hear tons and tons of whispers about what could possibly happen and what we might hear today. Or, maybe if the rumors are true. Some of you have been hearing rumors about how those seances get. Madame Camilla is known for her grand spectacles and everything, but lately apparently it has become a little bit darker and slightly too real for comfort. Which is also why some of you are here. Which one of you would have been the first to arrive, do you think?
That would likely be with the professor. He's a very punctual man. What you would see, Professor Cornelius Baring would likely be one of the first ones to arrive.
Could you describe what the professor looks like, please?
Sure. So coming into the mansion or the house, you'd see this tall man, probably over 6 foot tall, with impeccable posture, very, very stand up, very straight back. He's got jet black hair, but he's got this streak of grey that goes through the one side, and it's probably getting a little larger as he gets a little older. He's a little bit self-conscious about it. But he is a very well-dressed man. He's got a solid tweed pant on with a blue-collared shirt, held up with suspenders, got a proper spot for a tie. And he looks very well put together. On his his left hand, he's got a band of onyx around one of his fingers. And he's got very soft brown eyes that seem to be very alert at all times, very attentive to what's going on, paying attention as much as he can, taking in all that he can see. But again, it's that posture, that rigidity that really stands out to you first as he walks into the space and kind of takes in the other folks who might have come a little early, because in the educational world, early is on time and on time is late.
Professor Baring, how nice of you to come. I was hoping you would come and bring your intellect to this very interesting event. You can see this one lady that you probably heard the name of at some point, but she knows way more about you than you know about her. But she is in that kind of rich people mood that she needs to greet everybody. She needs to be known by everybody, and she comes and extends a gloved hand towards you.
Sure, I will take her hand, give it a small kiss. Lovely to see you again, lady. How are we doing this afternoon? Are we expecting a strong turnout today?
All the seats were clearly taken very fast. It was an honor to be invited in such an event. Lady Herschel was quite gracious to offer me a spot, but not everybody has been so lucky, you see.
Absolutely, I'm quite familiar with the local seance circle she's been running lately. It's quite the gala to get invited to, and I see you've spared no expense for your looks today.
Oh, you're such a flatterer. It's okay, I forgive you. She just gestures as one of the help that comes with another flute of champagne. Absolutely exquisite.
Oh, lovely. I'll take a flute of champagne myself, and he'll go to take a couple of sips, but if you're really watching his mouth, the level of the champagne doesn't decrease at all.
Okay. Aver and Ren, when do you think you would have arrived regarding the expected arrival hour? On time? Late?
Precisely the moment that was spoken. Not a second too early, not a second too late.
I see.
Ren would follow as well. Would follow Aver closely behind as her bodyguard, making sure Aver is safe.
Okay. Aver, could you give us a quick insight on how you look like?
Sure. Aver looks like she's always playing a character. She is a busker in the village square very often. She sings and dances. She is about 5'8"-ish, or in metrics term, about 180 centimeters, I'd say. She has silvery hair that cascade the gradient upwards to a little bit of the darker sheen, but when you look at it under the sunlight, it almost seemed like spun glass as opposed to human hair. And one of the first thing you would notice is that she is wearing this golden half mask on her face. And there is a opalescent sheen on her skin that is closer to the pale side. I think she wears, I think what they're called is parliament dress. There is this like flared out skirt and like button up like top area that's dark blue with embroidery of golden flowers, and there's a little bit of a art nouveau kind of pattern to it. And the way she moves is very elegant, but maybe slightly uncanny, because for the observant, you would notice that every step she takes is exactly the same distance.
As you come in, a lot of people are starting to chatter and whisper in their corner. You can hear them very well, but you're used to them, so it's not very uncommon for you. However, what is surprising to you is usually those talks linger. Those talks continue long after you walk past, but in your situation, they stop almost immediately as you are being followed by a tower of a man. Ren, could you describe what you look like, please?
Okay, so Ren is dark tan skin, silver eyes. He has jet black shoulder length hair, which he likes to tie up into a small bun just to get it out of the way. It's very muscular. Upon close inspection, you can see that his right shoulder has a bit of a scar, but it kind of lingers on. You can't see it because he's now wearing like his uniform, army uniform with padded body armor on top of his long sleeve shirt and trousers while wearing combat boots. He is ready to, fight or just like to protect, and he's there to serve and protect.
This sort of aura, not only being ready but also being dangerous, clearly emanates around you, and people are immediately trying their best not to gossip. Some of them do not succeed in their attempts, clearly, but many of them try. And seeing how close you remain to Aver, very, very few people dare to approach. There's just one brave man. He is probably in his late 70s, and you really have to look down to be able to meet his gaze. He comes to you with a very, very slow step. Hello, my lady. I don't think I have the pleasure of knowing you.
Aver will curtsy and look at him right in the eyes and say, "It is my pleasure to make your acquaintance, good sir."
Oh,
It seems that our entrance, Ren, is like a pebble thrown into a still pond.
oh,
Made quite a stir.
the pond is way less quiet as you might think, my dear. Sorry, Herr Franz, nice to meet you. People are just excited to see what kind of person would attend such an event, and as per usual, people did not disappoint, and you are a absolute pleasure for sore eyes. Thank you for coming. I cannot wait to see what the night has for us. Thank you. Would you like something to drink or eat, perhaps?
Do you have champagne?
Of course we have champagne, my dear. We almost have it at the tap. And he just gestures. The help doesn't even need the gesture to be done to already be by your side, champagne glass in the hand. Would you take one, Ren?
Absolutely.
I
Oh,
would
sorry.
take
There
it.
he goes.
I'm like,
One.
So it begins.
yoink, yoink. Test it, like, just to make sure that it's not poison, it's not
Mhm.
laced with anything. Double checked it, and then hands it over to my
And
lady,
look.
Eva.
To your great surprise, the champagne is not poisoned. Everything is good. It is actually quite good.
This is acceptable. And then he hands it over to Ava. It is safe for consumption.
Of course it
You
is,
have
my
my
dear.
thanks.
The old man, even though he clearly is not from that house, looks secondhand offended. And would any of you three mingle at all during this reception before the event starts?
I don't think so for
yeah.
Baron. He would find maybe not a corner, but an unpopulated area. Just kind of watch people.
What were you about to say, Ivor?
I think Ava cannot really help but be the center of attention, and she's used to it. And in a way, the only time she can sort of get away from the overprotectiveness of her bodyguard that her father assigned to her is when she's like mingling or like performing for others. So she's gonna go into a little bit of a minor song and dance to involve other people, to rouse a crowd, asking them like who they are, what their interests about tonight is.
Okay. Could I ask you to roll me a sway roll, just to see how hypnotizing you are to that crowd?
Absolutely. Wait. Okay.
Okay. You are clearly the center of attention for a lot of people. And your attitude, it is very uncommon in Ravanseil to have people of your nature, of your style, of your elegance. But on the other hand, since the war, people are trying to be a little bit more open-minded about stuff. Especially here in the capital, in Kurelgin, they're trying to just be aware of everything. And you can see that as much as lots of people are just naturally gravitating around you, there are quite a lot of people, old ones mostly, who are just trying to stay together and, make sure that they don't do any, society faux pas by ignoring other people they already know. So you do not attract as many people as you would hope, I would say. Cornelius, you wanted to say something?
Hi, when that starts happening, I'd love to do a kind of a read, particularly on the folks who aren't interested in the very clear entertainment that we have, because why are you not interested? What is it that's pulling you away?
Please do. Roll me some read.
Ooh, I've got a 6 and it's gilded.
Wonderful. So you haven't spent any drive yet, so you do not recover one, but that's great still. Most of the ones who are ignoring Ava's performance are mostly slightly uncomfortable. There is something about the way she moves, the way she behaves, that feels odd to them, and they're not used to that. And it's just a conscious effort from their part to not stare and try to figure her out.
All right. So it's given a very niche reference, but it's giving a very Olympia vibe from Le Conte de Hoffmann, Tales of Hoffmann, the opera.
Indeed.
Interesting. All right.
As you guys are just... Yes, go on.
Sorry. Can I get a read on, like, not read, like, kind of like survey or check out the room if anyone is suspicious or anything? I think, like, Ren is just hyper focused on making sure Ava is just, no one's gonna approach her to do anything weird.
Please do roll me survey.
Oh boy. Jesus!
The
That is
problem
terrible.
the problem with Ava dancing is that she moves around a lot, and you have to constantly keep track of Ava, which is not compatible with looking around, because the moment you look out, Ava is already far. So you had to choose watching Ava or watching the surroundings. For now, you had to watch Ava. You do not get it, but at the very least, nothing immediately screams problem to you.
The lady's not making it very easy.
And why would she? She has made it pretty clear, I think, that it was not necessarily her will for you to come.
That
you
is
guys-
true, but yeah.
As you guys are dealing with what is happening right now and making a sort of show, the show comes to a full stop as on top of the main stairs, you can see Lady Herschel, the owner of that wonderful residence. And she just very peacefully clap her hands a little bit. The musicians immediately stop. They were on point with that. Dear guests, welcome. I'm extremely happy to see you here for this wonderful representation, this wonderful seance and contact with the occult. A lot of people are just very quietly and very politely clap and applaud. We will have the chance to have Lady Camilla doing her wonderful work today. So if you would be kind enough to follow me into the room, we will proceed shortly. Thank you. Behind her, you could actually see, especially when she said Madame Camilla, she pointed a little bit behind her, and you could see this very old woman, and she has this beautiful black silk dress with silver brooches and necklace and pendants a little bit everywhere. She has this silver-tipped cane that she leans a lot on, and she just nods agreeingly. She seems slightly tired, but nothing unexpected with somebody her age. Do you follow? Wonderful.
I do. I think Professor would be shortly up thereafter, as very well punctuality and following those instructions are pretty key to him.
Okay. She leads you upstairs. The mansion itself is not especially tall. Large. It has clearly been very wealthy at some point, but most of the paintings are down. A lot of art is missing. The whole house feels a little bit less wealthy than it has been in the past. When they lead you to that small room, it is very dimly lit. You can see around the table a dozen candles already lit, emanating a very eerie glow. There is a chair for each of you, and one for Madame Camilla. Would you sit in a particular space during that seance?
I think Cornelius would take a seat kind of on the opposite side of where the Madame Camilla would be, and he'd want to make it a point to sit down early, as there 12 plus Madame Camilla would be 13, and there is the superstition about the 13th person to join a table being unlucky, and he does not feel like testing that this evening.
Okay. Ava, Ren, what about you?
I will kind of gently take my step towards where the professor is going as well. But I was actually going to say, as we are following her, not above like a politeness of, talking as the host is like inviting you to someplace else, she will actually kind of whisper to the professor and just say, "So, did you guys any read from any of the people here? Anyone interesting?"
Not in particularly. The most interesting person in the room is you, my dear.
Isn't that the truth most of the time?
Most of the time. It's been quite a while, but it is good to see you again. I see you were not able to shake Master Ren today.
Professor?
Charmed as always, although I understand if it's not the same for you.
It's alright.
The most explicit answer ever given.
So, no one particularly interesting, but also no one particularly suspicious, I hope.
Not yet, no. I'm curious. I mean, other than Madame Camilla herself, I'm quite interested to see how this seance goes. I've noticed 12 candles with 13 seats, so there's not a candle for her in particular. Curious what that could mean, but I suppose we shall find out momentarily.
I am so excited, aren't you all? Excited about it.
It does worry me, though.
Yeah. Cornelius starts to actually play with the ring on his finger a little bit as things get started.
Okay. All the other guests are extremely excited. Just a couple of them are already extremely spooked, but most of them are excited. When they sit around the table, they just seem to be in awe of everything that is on the table right now. You see various trinkets, various objects. They all have this look of mysticism about them, and everybody's just like, wow, incredible, unmöglich, and they're just looking around. When Madame Camilla arrives, she is somewhat shaky. It doesn't need a lot of attention to realize that she seems a little bit shaky. Maybe more than would be necessary considering her age. Her hands are slightly trembling, and she gives you that look of somebody who just had a shiver because of the cold. It doesn't feel especially cold at the moment, I might add. It's just a little bit eerie, more than anything.
As someone who is in tune with what is out of the ordinary, what is perhaps affected by what cannot be seen, can I sense anything from her behavior?
Absolutely. Give me a sense roll, unless you would like to use a bleed detector to see if something bleedy is happening here.
Could I do both, perhaps?
Yeah. In that case, you could roll me sense with an extra die.
Okay.
Ooh.
That's a gilded 6.
Nice. With a success like that, first of all, just your initial look on Madame Camilla tells you that something feels a little bit off with her. She seems overly tired. She has very dark patches under her eyes. She looks like she hasn't slept in 3 days. But then, getting your device to detect bleed a little bit, what would that device be for you? What would be that object that just is in tune with the bleed?
So there is a kind of a pocket watch that is made entirely out of glass that she wears around the neck as a necklace, and she kind of winds it up and just listen to its ticking. And whenever the bleed is happening, the tick starts to become trembling instead of the steady beat of a heart.
Looking around the room, most of it emanates absolutely zero bleed. You can even see that most of the props that are on the table are just baubles and stage props, and it's just stuff to make the ambience a little bit more, mysticky. But they are worth nothing, and they are absolutely not mystical in any way. However, there are two items that do resonate with your watch a little bit more. You can see a locket, a small, very tarnished golden locket, and next to it a broken mirror, a small hand mirror that seems to be broken in the middle, just a small crack. These two items definitely emanate something weird, something that definitely makes your watch tick weirdly.
Just gonna sort of, Professor, we have worked, I imagine, not very closely in terms of like actual projects, but I imagine we would have spoken to each other enough about these kind of things to have a shorthand, if you agree. So
Absolutely.
she would just sort of look at you and say, "There's a crack. Did you see it on the floor?" And we'll step towards the broken mirror and the other object to try to get a closer look.
Okay. As you look in the mirror, your reflection is very odd, in the sense that the crack almost aligns with how your half mask is put up on your face. It's just a coincidence, probably nothing, but it just aligned so perfectly well that for a second you almost imagine seeing your whole face. And then the effect is gone.
There's a split moment of expression of longing on her face, if anybody would have noticed. But she's going to kind of tap a little bit, or rather like stroke the edge of the mirror. I don't know if there's any further detailed information I can sense from the mirror, or what it might have affected Madame Camilla. Is there anything
As
about
you
it?
just gently stroke the edge of the mirror, you have this one moment when you reach the top of the crack and you feel a nick on your finger, a little cut. Even though, looking at the finger, nothing is wrong. You're not cut, you don't think you would have been, but the feeling was there. You feel this lingering, very small pain on the tip of your finger. You're not used to this one. So it feels that this object may have a small influence on its surroundings. You take a bleed mark.
Interesting. Could I let them in?
You could let it in, absolutely.
Oh, we start early. Okay.
You
Would-
let
Sorry.
that pain just... You accept that pain at this point and don't try to analyze it, you just let it in. What would you like to know about the phenomena?
I'd like to know what could satiate its something along the line of what can we do to ease its pain or satiate its needs.
You immediately feel a sense of rage, of absolute rage coming from the phenomena. Something wants revenge or comeuppance. You're not exactly sure because everything seems clouded in this raw emotion, but it seems to really, really want to have justice or revenge.
The storm of vengeance. is blowing through the crack in between the earth. Something's coming, something's answering the call, but
Perhaps
is there anything?
Perhaps we might not agitate the storm then. And I kind of mime pulling my hand back as kind of a way of quit touching shite.
Yes, of course, you're right. And she will put it away and stick her finger in her mouth a little bit to ease the pain a bit.
Would Ren have like band-aids? Like he would see that and like maybe pass it to Ava? He doesn't. He can't. I don't know if he sends. Well, he's probably sends some things off. But not sure about bleeding.
In Ava's behavior, he would have seen that something did not feel, her usual behavior. Something was definitely off the moment she touched that mirror.
I see. I think he would probably just slightly gesture her to go somewhere else. Just like, let's go someplace else, please.
Still around the table, or would you actually try to gesture to go out of the room?
No, around the table, but keeping an eye.
Okay. Ava, the moment you said something about, something coming out, something coming up, almost on cue, you start hearing knocks. And people around the table immediately have this moment of, you hear some people saying, it's the ghostly knock again. It's happening again. And then as you look in the direction of the sound, you can see just Lady Camilla entering the room with her cane just knocking onto the ground as she steps. Everybody's like a little bit disappointed, a little bit, I got excited for nothing. But nevertheless, there was an entrance. And I would say you've been around enough charlatans to know that this was probably purposeful on her end. She needs the spectacle. She needs, especially considering what you see on the table, she needs to be over the top. Once she reaches the table, she just gestures everybody, please sit down. We will begin shortly. Thank you. She sits. She's looking a little bit at everybody. Thank you, friends, for coming today. We will try to get in touch with the world beyond, the people beyond, and hopefully perhaps you will get a better sense of what lies beyond our realm and our existence. Everybody's like giggling with excitement. If I could please have you all hold your hands together around the table. Do you proceed?
I think, despite what Ren insisted, Ava will actually sit in the chair next to the mirror because she can't help herself but try to look into it again. But she will smile at Ren to indicate, like, if you want to come over and sit next to me.
I think we would, yeah. Sorry.
I'd like one of my gear to be a squirt bottle, and every time she goes to touch things, I just spray her. I'm kidding, I don't actually want that, but...
Ren would approve.
So it is canon now. The squirt little bottle is part of the equipment in the supplement. No, I'm kidding. Anywho, the moment that everybody hands clasp and a sort of circle is formed around the table, everything shifts in an instant. The air seems both colder and heavier. It's almost like you feel the air around you pressing against your skin like cold stone. And even the candles around the table seem to dim. The flames did not shorten or lessen in any way, but the lights they emit seems to be slightly less visible. And you look around, you can see that you barely see the walls at this point. And you focus on Madame Camilla. Her breath becomes ragged and a little bit hard. She starts to chant some words, some meaningless sentence that seems rehearsed, like, please, spirits, come in touch with us. Let us know of your presence. Let us know. And as she speaks, something odd is happening to her voice. You start to hear another voice overlapping with hers, as if you would hear two recordings of the very same sound, just slightly off. The other voice is different. The other voice seems old, raw, and not without emotion, with probably too much emotion. And at some point, Madame Camilla's eyes reel back as she starts to say, with a voice that you do not recognize, Father, why did you leave me here? How could you do this to me? How? The candles, one by one, hiss and turn off. There is this moment of eerie shadow. You can see just a slightly bit of light coming from the lights of Kurelgin outside. Except from that, you are all in darkness, and people around the table just have this moment of a yelp, a gasp, a moment of actual terror. All of you, since you were looking pretty intensely at what's happening, you could see that behind Madame Camilla, among the darkness, among the shadow, you can see the shadow of a person. You would not have recognized the shape if not for two slightly glowing eyes looking at you, looking at the table. What would you like to do?
Now, we're... the professor of biology within me is curious about this. Does this look like... I mean, obviously, is it person-shaped? Are the eyes in the right place?
The eyes seem to be in the right place, even though the way that they look feels different. They feel like not the eyes themselves, but just the reflection of the side light. You know, like you have cats in the darkness that you just see this like slight reflection. It looks like that.
Okay. Cool. Hate that. But going forward from there.
Fair.
I think... part of me wants to try to disprove this, if this lady is the charlatan we believe her to be, or if this is something that Candela needs to be aware of. So I actually start looking around, trying to scan through the darkness to see if I can see fans, to see if I can see rudimentary projectors or something to the kind that indicates showmanship that folks that are easily distractible might not notice. Alright.
Roll me a survey check, and also I would say that, remember, you are not part of Candela Obscura. You are part of the Phantom Section 27. If you guys are wondering about what that is, back the supplement. Carry on.
Thank you. New things and stress. Sorry, y'all. Alright, I'm doing a survey. Alright. I'll take it. I'll take a 5.
Okay, partial success. You do not see any equipment that would indicate showmanship. Most of what could have been is on the table, and even looking around, you can see that there are some small, not levers, but some stuff under the table's legs just to make it wobble a little bit more. But except from that, you don't see anything that would indicate that this was made by her or somebody working with her. And I would even say that with a partial success, when you try to focus on the shadow, it almost seems to be pulled to you, as if like the shadow itself was extending towards you, small, very black, obscure tendrils reaching at you ever so slowly.
Don't love that.
Yeah, I see Kyle's eyes, and that's how I feel as well. Sorry, Julie.
No, sorry. No, I was about to say, like, is the shadow just reaching for the professor?
It doesn't seem to be reaching specifically for the professor. It seems like the shadow itself extends and expands around. It reaches for anything and everything.
Can I like, analyze and maybe look if there's anything that seems threatening or any means to strike at us from the back or backstab or whatever, that or anything that might harm all of us? Yeah.
Considering the situation, I will take a read roll.
Okay. Oh.
Partial success. Okay. Even though you cannot really ascertain what that is, it definitely feels threatening to you. Not to the point where it's going to jump at you or jump at somebody, but it emanates a sensation of anger, of absolute rage that is actually getting to you at this point. You yourself starts to resonate with that feeling and to feel angry yourself. Angry at not understanding what's happening, and angry at not being able to discern where the danger comes from, angry at everything, and you just catch your breath a little bit. No, that's not me. I'm okay. Not exactly sure what's happening right now. It's really confusing. You take a brain mark.
Just no. Poor brain.
Ava, having had that previous experience with whatever's happening in the mirror, her first reaction is actually like not wanting to immediately jump into a conclusion, but the first thing that's on her mind was, is there a ghost who is seeking vengeance? So she's gonna take out her totem, which is just like an embroidery on a fan, hold it, and start to fan this like soothing rhythm towards the shadow. But also with another hand will extend and say, is that you? I'm willing to speak with you if you're willing to open your heart to all of us. Tell us what you need.
Can you roll me a sway check, please?
Okay. Can I use a drive?
You can use a drive, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well done.
6.
Okay. The moment you start to talk to that entity, it stops moving and the eyes lock onto you. And through Madame Camilla, you see her turn to you, eyes still rolling in her skull, and she's trying to speak, but something is preventing her, as if it was painful to actually emit words. All you hear is a raspy breath. You get the sense that the entity would be willing to talk, but is either too weak at this point, or maybe the body it inhabits right now is too weak. And as he's trying to speak and to try to talk and to extend words, you see Camilla's eyes return. And immediately there's a sort of gust of wind into the room. Doors clap everywhere. You see one of the paintings on the wall just falls onto the ground. And you hear the creaking of a door. And looking onto the side, it comes from behind a sort of bookshelf.
I'm booking it towards.
Same.
Before you pull out the squish, booking it.
No, this is
And I'm
correct.
grabbing the mirror and I'm booking it.
What? Ren is following immediately. Just
I'll.
where are you going?
I've got my gloves on, and I will, with my glove, grab the locket that she had pointed out and followed as well.
Okay. When you grab that locket, you feel this very cold sensation in your hand. You've had, metal that felt cold, but you know the physics of it. You know it's not actually cold. It just absorbs heat better. No, this is cold to the touch, to the point where it almost burns your skin a little bit. There is something powerful about that locket, something old and raw.
Even through the gloves?
Even through the gloves, actually.
Great. So good. Well, I did it. We're running.
As you're running towards the bookshelf, one thing you would note is that there is a lot of movement in that room right now. Madame Camilla is completely unconscious onto the table. And all of the guests have booked it on the opposite direction to just get the fuck out of here. They are terrorized. The old man that accosted you earlier is still trying to catch up with everybody. He's like, no, this is not something for me. This is not something for me. He's just wobbling away. You three are left with that bookshelf. It is heavy. This is a bookshelf that is filled with so many books about culture, about nature, about the war, a lot of books about the war. And you can just barely see, if you look behind it through the crack, that there is a portion of the wall that seems to be slightly unlodged, slightly askew.
I can move it.
You can move it. Okay. I will take a strike. Yeah, I will take a strike roll from you, considering the heaviness of that shit.
Let's go.
I would like to mention that if you move it, odds are. Oh yeah, no, okay.
I did move it. I did move it.
You did move it. Not in the most delicate way. I would say that when you moved it, the whole thing kind of like started collapsing. All the books fell onto the ground. Somebody's going to have a hard time tomorrow restocking everything. But you did manage to move it to the side, large enough for you to be able to squeeze through. Do you want to actually move it so that you can comfortably walk through? Or just enough for you to be able to squeeze?
I think comfortably. Just
Comfortably?
make sure everyone can move in as well if anyone wants to go in.
Okay. It takes you a little bit more time, but eventually, just with the raw strength you exhibit, the bookshelf did not stand a chance. And you just move it to the side, only to see the back wall. It's definitely a door, but it was not made to be one. It was made to be hidden. It was meant to be a sort of secret passage of sorts. And considering the amount of dust and the way it struggles to open, this has not been opened for decades.
The game is afoot, as they say.
As we're doing this, I would like to see where Lady Herschel went during all this. I'm still with them, but while that's being moved, I'm just trying to quickly scan to see if I can find her.
Interestingly enough, you don't see her among the people who are running away, but a quick scan of the room exhibits a very fainted Lady Herschel on the corner of the room.
Okay. That's fine. That's probably better for her anyway.
Can I want to ask a question because I
Yes.
got a mark from the brain thing.
Yes.
And I have adrenaline rush. Can I immediately refresh a drive point of my
Yes, you
choice?
can.
Well, I haven't actually used a drive yet, but I would like to use one of my drive to open that door.
Yeah, okay. Sounds like a plan. Okay.
Yeah.
I would say that considering the situation, you would not have to roll. But yeah, you can definitely sense that you definitely needed that rush in order to be able to open that panel. It's not just the panel, it's a heavy set of stone behind. And when you open it, first of all, the air feels extremely locked up. It feels wrong to the nose, and something is off about the layout of that opening. You get the sense that it was walled over. It was not always a secret door. At some point it was just an opening.
Someone is hiding something.
Very clearly, I'd like to see what it is, to see if it's this place or her in and of itself that's making things difficult around here. Does the air? You said the air is stagnant. Does it smell possibly like moldy or dangerous for us?
It doesn't feel dangerous to you at first glance. It just feels old. Old as shit.
All right. Just to be on the safe side, I'm going to pull out my spy gadget, which for me looks like where do I have it? It looks just like a little talisman that I keep. But when I kind of press into it, it's this little fan of sorts that sort of clears out the air. Its main design is to be able to filter out poison, something to I could breathe through it with the poison being poison gas from the last war being diverted from my orifices, but in this case I'll just kind of use it to make it a little less dusty, a little less likely we're going to cough and reveal ourselves.
Okay. What you can see behind that wall is that there is a staircase, stone staircase that seems to be going down, and it seems to be extremely dark.
All right, I'll take a look first, and Cornelius will.
Could I say one of my gadgets is a light source?
Yeah, absolutely. What would it look like?
So what happened was she's going to actually avoid the gaze from the other two, especially Ren. Avoid the gaze of Ren. She's not gonna avoid the professor because he kind of knows, what's going on. But from the audience point of view, if this is a movie, you see her kind of shift up her mask, and the eye behind the mask starts to glow and emanate a light in front of us.
Okay.
Nice.
It's tasty. I like it.
Indeed. Would Cornelius have already witnessed such a thing from you, Eivor? Or is it brand new information to him?
I think this is brand new. I think he had suspicions of this eye looks weird, but he hasn't seen what it actually does.
I will very quietly, as we're going over, like, I was wondering when you'd let me know what a homunculus was doing around here. But I appreciate the light. In that case, I'll follow you so you can light her way.
Okay. Does that mean that the marching order would be Aver, Cornelius, Ren?
Unless Ren physically pushes me out of the way.
Which I can see happening, to be honest.
Exactly.
Yeah.
To the point where, like, if he just kind of put the hand on my shoulder and... Okay, yeah. Understood.
Probably.
Yeah, cool.
But
In
you
that
can
case, I
stay
should-
close, Professor. We
Of
also
course, I'll
don't
bring up
want
the
you
rear.
to get hurt as well.
Of course, I'll bring up the rear. I have learned my place.
Okay, then.
Going downstairs in the darkness is very dangerous. So, yeah, just start to step down, and would it be possible to actually like sense? Because I think her actual priority is to figure out if the ghost has gone somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Because last we saw it, the glowing eye kind of like wafted somewhere else, right?
Mm-hmm. Give me a sense roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
With a full success, the more you step onto that stairs and the more you progress, the more you feel the influence of that spirit, the more you feel its presence. It's not very clear to you, it's not very tangible, but it's just that the air around you feels heavier and heavier with every step. So you get the feeling that it did not, like fuck off somewhere. It just feels more powerful somewhere deeper, somewhere towards where you're going.
Just
As you-
mumbles. I'll let you in if you just tell us what you need, and we'll continue to walk.
Okay. You walk and you hear only, your steps, your heartbeat, and you feel this very subtle gust of wind in your neck. Very, very subtle. And it's almost as if you can hear whispers. He did this to me. He left me here to rot. He needs to die. And the voice does not appear anymore. And you guys progress step after step into that corridor. In that staircase, I mean. Yes.
I particularly stay quiet to make sure if the voices coming back are heard again.
You guys did not hear the voice. Only Aver did.
Oh, that's just Aver. Okay.
Well, this is going. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I think like Ren would probably check the surrounding because of how old this place is. He's worried that if it's gonna crumble, is there any like traps or that sort of thing?
Give me a survey check.
That rolled pretty well last time. I wonder what's gonna happen now. Again. It's fated, guys.
You are so focused on looking for traps, looking at the walls, looking at everything that could possibly harm you, that you forget the one enemy of darkness, gravity, and you just miss one step. Problem is, considering where you are in the stairs, you miss a lot of them because of that. I would like both Aver and the professor to roll me a move check to not be taken with the stumbling Ren falling down the stairs.
I am in the rear.
You are in the rear, so you are fine. So Aver, your bodyguard is just rolling at you like a bowling ball. Please roll me a move check.
So sorry.
That tracks.
It's fine.
You both arrive, God knows how many meters down, sore and painful, and you both take a body mark. And Aver, you feel a very distinct crack on your mask.
Oh.
It is still holding for
so
now,
sorry.
but is
Oh, no.
clearly damaged.
Are you alright?
The good news is you're at the bottom.
Very sorry.
Yeah.
Is everybody all right down there?
Yeah. I think I know what we're looking for.
Neil will quickly make himself down the rest of the stairs.
Yeah, without any light, because the light was Aver.
Oh.
Oh,
So maybe not that
my
quickly.
eye didn't break.
I will
My
use the
mask-
wall to help
my
me
mask
guide myself.
broke.
That's true. It's just, you know those spiral staircases? So since
Yeah.
you're like rolling down like that, your light doesn't quite reach Cornelius yet. But if you just make
Yeah.
it slow, you can reach them without any issue. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'll do that then. With urgency, but not a full in my face urgency.
Fair. Once you reach down, judging by the overall dampness and, you know, you definitely feel on the ground. It feels cold. There is this odd smell of rot a little bit all around you. You definitely feel underground. You see that this probably has been a basement at some point. Unused for God knows how many years. But a basement nonetheless.
Right, I'm going to... Oh, go ahead.
I heard. Was that voice masculine or feminine?
It felt
When-
more
when it
feminine
spoke?
to you.
Okay. She told me. She said he did it to her. She left her here to rot. There must be a skeleton around here. It's been such a long time that this hasn't been open for decades. Right, it seems. I think if we can find the skeleton and put her to rest, perhaps.
It's not a bad idea. I'm curious. No one that all we could see were the eyes and the body. I'm wondering if I can figure out what perchance who he were and what he might have done to her. And maybe find some way to do some justice for that to help her out, but you're right, we should find the body or skeleton first.
You have ways to do that, right? The study that you do, you're good at figuring things out, as long as there is a body.
I'd like to think so, with the good old biology, but I will say in this line of work I've seen some things with the sector not fully understood myself, but I'm learning. So let us sally forth and see what we can find, and I'll kind of start taking in the room, seeing what doors or spaces are here.
Okay. The more you progress into that corridor, the more you start to notice that Ava's light starts to flicker a few times.
Oh,
Not enough to be problematic, you can still see where you're going, but there's just these few moments of discomfort that feels like an eternity, but you're progressing on. And the corridor opens up to a pretty large chamber. Seems to be circular, seems to be old, way older than the mansion on top of you. And it's pretty high of ceiling, probably 2 to 3 meters, 10 feet-ish. And at the center of it, you can see a stone pedestal, large, square. On top of it you see a wooden box. Do you come into the chamber?
Of course.
I'll follow in.
It's not... Now that you step in, you start to notice more details, more elements. The stone pedestal is covered in writings, chalk, engraved, some of them. It seems to be runic or sigils. It's really hard to tell from that distance, but there are tons of markings that go as much on the pedestal as on the box.
Would I recognize any of them from my time away from Ravanseil?
Could you give me a focus roll? Try to remember
I can certainly
that.
try. I am going to burn an intuition, I think.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're going to use that resistance because I don't want a double one.
Sounds like
Damn.
a plan. All right.
It's not any better. It's a 3.
None of those writings mean anything to you, and that is saying something. That means, I mean, you are a pretty knowledgeable person. You're a professor. This is your jam. But this, not being in your wheelhouse, feels that it is either very hidden or very old.
These are some old sorts of runes, not even ones I recognize from the Fairyland. So that is I don't like that. I don't like that for this or us, because we're going into territory I'm not familiar with and feels a sort of ancient that I'm unfamiliar with.
It's concerning.
You can help me understand this, right? Are you still here? We want to help you, but only if you help us. I'm kind of like speaking to this ghost that was speaking to me, and can I use sense to try to decipher
Absolutely.
this, or like ask her to translate?
Please do.
That's a 5 on the gilded.
Okay. You start to examine the sigils, and most of them don't really make sense to you, even with this sort of, exterior force guiding your hand and guiding your eyes. But you start to understand that some of them you cannot understand because the sigils are broken. They are incomplete, some of them. And as you get a little bit closer and you look at them, going from the pedestal to the box, you see that the top lid of the box is slightly cracked open. And looking through it, you can definitely see the shape of bones.
No.
It's there.
This is no mere box, this is clearly a coffin. Not with any resemblance to Ravanseil's style or religions. It is very unceremonious. It seems to be just a wooden box big enough to fit a body.
Whatever happened here, it's not right.
I'm gonna do something stupid. And I am going to, with my gloved hands, because I said I'd try to figure out what were wrong, to open the box, the coffin.
Indeed.
Are you sure about this?
I'm doing it for the plot.
You open the coffin and see a corpse. Long gone.
Wait,
Yes?
before he opens it, can I just give him my totem?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Do you explain to him what it would do?
If the bleed inside, if there is a bleed inside and it harm you, this could contain it.
Ah, understood. So I'll take the bleed containment vial from Averin and open the coffin because I'm curious in biology and character reasons that Kyle hates.
This is not actually a bleed containment vial. It would soak up 1 bleed damage from you.
Ooh, even better. I like that more.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
You start to try to open the lid, and you struggle a bit because you realize it has been nailed shut.
Do you need help?
It's been nailed shut. I'm going to need someone a little stronger than these noodle arms.
I'll be obliged. Much obliged. I will open it for you. He will open the coffin, but also like sort of say sorry about this. Look at the corpse. Sorry. Try to open it.
Sounds good. You start to open the box. Give me a strike roll just to see how much effort it's going to take from you.
I'm gonna add a drive because just in case.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Would you prefer to take the gilded die? No, okay. Sounds
I
good.
took the 6.
Okay. It takes very little effort from you to actually open that box. The wood is slightly rotten, and when you do so and you just yank it open, for just a split second, your sleeve went a little bit further on your arm. Cornelius, you notice that Ren's arm looks a bit different.
Oh, cripes.
Different how?
Ren, what does he see on your arm?
He will probably see not a human arm. It's metallic. His right arm is metallic.
Lovely, great, awesome.
It does not
As a
look
robot.
like it does not look like any prosthesis you've ever seen in your life. It looks way more intricate, more durable, and clearly you feel way less bad about not being able to open that coffin, considering what you just seen.
So I'm going to look at the arm. I'm going to look at Ren. I'm going to look at the arm. And I'm going to say nothing.
That is a sensible course of action.
Is
Nevertheless,
in his
yes?
head.
Mm.
In his head, is he thinking, are there 2 of you now?
In my head, I'm thinking, well, that's not biology, so I'm not going to understand it, so I'm just going to let this happen.
It could be.
Could be.
I don't want it to be.
Nevertheless, Ren, when you open the coffin and the lid literally breaks in the process, the body you see inside is one of a woman, or at the very least it seems to be, considering the garment she's wearing right now. It's a beautiful, albeit rotten, silk black dress. Something is a little bit odd about it. You cannot really put your finger on it just yet, especially considering it's slightly dark, and at the moment Avery is staying a little bit further away. But something is odd.
Black silk dress, you said?
Yes.
Does it resemble the black silk dress you described Madame Camilla wearing?
It does not.
Okay.
It's just black silk is beautiful. That's it.
I mean, you're not wrong. Just me trying to put pieces together that don't go together.
That's fair.
You know me. Alright, so I will... go ahead.
So
Go
sorry.
ahead, Ren.
Sorry. Ren just like because he's been through the war and things like that, he might be looking into like how is this a physical sort of death? Did she die? Like, he wonders how she died, basically.
Give me a survey check. It could also be focus. It could it could be focused as well.
Okay. Going to focus because I do not trust. They use the gilded.
There.
Oh.
Very nice.
That's nice.
That's a nice success. From what you can see on the body, she still has some of her jewelry on, you notice, but also what seemed odd about the dress now feels very visible to you. She has been stabbed multiple times. Multiple times. You count at least a dozen holes in the dress indicating stab wounds.
She did not die peacefully, definitely.
I would also say that with a full success, you notice that the way her hands are on her body, she was bound.
This is torture.
I don't need to be a biologist to understand that this were a murder many times over. Stabbed with a knife. The professor will just kind of quickly survey where the stabs are and go, there. He's going to point to one above the left breast and go there. That it would be where her heart would be. And I'm just kind of surveying the length of the tears in the fabric. You can see how many were longer, and this one's not quite as long, so she were not fighting quite as long, and this were the one where it were pretty instantaneous at that point. Could have pierced roughly around the aorta. That would have been instantly
Could you give
done,
me a
but you can
focus roll, Cornelius?
no.
Oh no.
But I'm going to burn another drive. Do I have to burn intuition because it's?
Unless you have a skill that lets you burn a drive from another section, you have to, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna do that then. Ooh, that's much better. I'll take a 5.
As you're just pointing out the different wounds and everything, you're trying in your mind to reconstruct every stab, every wound, every injury that she endured. And you start to feel a wind in the back of your neck and a whisper. It's wrong. It's wrong. You're wrong. She yells at you. You are the only one who hears it. But right now, Aver, Ren, you see Cornelius holding his head upon the impact of a sound too loud for his own brain. Aver, from the side, you see your totem light up and soak up a bleed. Something about your conclusions, Cornelius, is off and wrong, and she did not appreciate that.
Damn.
All right then. Could I make a move for this to be a read? Take a look at, kind of like it says, interpret body language, spot lies, gather motive. Could I use read some way to interpret intention?
Yeah, I would say yes, but you would need a full success to be able to get any information from that.
All right, just in that case, I'll throw a drive in there.
Mm-hmm.
Gilded
Nice.
6, motherfuckers.
Nice.
Nicely done.
I will. That means I get to drive back somewhere, right?
Yes, in the one that you rolled.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Nevertheless,
All right, fine.
you try to piece together the moment that she started being upset, the moment she started noticing something wrong about what you were saying. And you start to realize that none of the stab wounds was aiming at a specifically vital organ. None of those stab wounds were made to immediately and fast kill that person. Clearly, all those wounds would have resulted in a ton of blood loss, but no major aorta, nothing through the heart. These were not positioned to kill.
I respectfully kind of pull the dress down around the left chest area, and I try to be respectful of her body as much as I can and say, no, that's not quite right. This is wide, but it's not deep. It wouldn't have gotten through the rib cage. Oh, this was hateful, but not intended to murder. Can I from that gilded six possibly see anything else, another cause of death, where that clearly might not be the case? Or can I deduce it were blood loss and sanguination?
Blood loss is definitely the cause of death, judging by what you have seen.
Okay. So it's not the wounds in and of itself, but it's the loss of blood. Oh, this poor girl.
It's vile what it is. Whoever did this to her. No wonder she wants revenge.
I would too.
While this is happening, Eivor, what do you do?
I think she will actually, she cannot speak with the dead in a way that is meaningful, but since the spirit lingers, she knows she could let her in to attempt to see through her eyes. So she's gonna go towards the body and put a hand over, like, above the covering, and we'll try again to communicate with her.
Okay.
Since Madame Camilla didn't succeed.
Okay, give me a sense roll. See how it goes.
Okay. Okay. Can I use the bleed detector to enhance that, or that's not really a thing?
Yes, you can definitely use that and try to find the place where the bleed is the most prominent.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a 4 on the guild.
Okay, partial success then. Your watch is guiding your hand a little bit all across the body, and when you reach above her head, you feel a pull. You feel your hand getting closer and closer. You feel like the answers are just right there, ripe for the taking, and your hand drops until it touches her face, almost lovingly, very calmly. But then you feel a surge of immense pain. You take another bleed mark.
I will let her in.
You let her in. I will not ask you to ask me a question on this one, because what is happening to you right now is different. You start to see the last moments of that person. You see through their eyes. You see yourself lying on that cold box. You can see a person above you with a tool. It's not even a knife. It seems to be more jagged. You're not sure what it is. And he's chanting something. You almost do not hear the words over your own screams, your own plea. Please, don't do that. Please, Father, please do not do that to me. I beg you. He does not listen to you, and he stabs. And you feel it in your belly. And you start to scream, and he stabs again. Please, I'm begging you, Father, why are you doing this? And he continues to chant and to incantate something. Cornelius and Ren, as she has her hand on that body's face, you can see her other hand reaching for something in the back of the pedestal. It was hidden in the shadow, and you see her pulling a sort of metallic saw right now.
Ran just goes for the metallic thing. Just yoinks.
I will need a either strike or control roll from you, because something else is manipulating Ava right now.
How does the help action work? Can I help somehow?
First of all, how would you imagine helping them? Like, what is the action you do to try to help Ren in that process?
I would say Ren's going to secure the weapon, so I will perhaps go for Ava Ren to make it so she can't resist as much.
Okay. So mechanically, how it works is that you spend one of your drives for Ren to have an extra die.
Love that.
Okay. So I'm gonna go to strike, and then I'm gonna add an additional die. Is that
Yes.
it? And
Or you can just take help from an ally. It should already add the die.
okay. I'm just thinking if I need another drive. I'm a little bit worried.
I will let you know. This is a high stakes roll.
Yep, I am driving. Let's drive. Let's drive.
Partial success. You manage to grab Ava, but she's a tall woman. She is not a fragile being. She is stronger than you think, stronger than you've ever seen her. You manage to get her away from the corpse and to knock the blade away, but not before you yourself get a slash across your torso. You take a body mark and a bleed mark as something is seeping into Ren right now. Ava, you come back from your vision, you come back from what happened. You have no idea why everything is happening, but Cornelius seems to be panicked, Ren seems to be on the floor, bleeding from the torso, and the blood seems to be just going away through the cracks into the floor. You start to see a sort of pattern onto the ground. The ridges onto the ground make a sort of symbol across the pedestal. And the more Ren bleeds, the more the symbol is visible.
Is
Lionel.
Ren in pain, like this whole situation?
Sorry?
Is Ren in pain, like he's trying to stop the bleed, or what's the sort of feeling that he's supposed to be feeling?
First of all, it is hurting. You are feeling as if somebody had a red hot blade through you still, and it's hurting you and it's painful, and you have very conflicting thoughts at this moment, because behind all that pain, behind all that suffering, you start to feel a sense of power, sense of greatness, as if you could be more.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Lionel.
Yeah?
Does the sigil that the blood is forming look familiar?
Yeah, I was gonna ask that.
You can both roll me, I would say focus roll, if you'd like to know.
Okay. I just have the one die.
I was actually gonna ask, does the sigil sound like the chanting?
Okay, in that case, yeah, roll me focus as well. I'm just going to give different information to the both of you.
I got a 4.
Yeah, okay, so
that's
partial success for you.
Then I was by the drive.
Do you know to what I am referring?
Yes, I know.
I hate you so much.
Oh.
I failed.
The sigil itself does not feel like the chants themselves, or at the very least, you're not exactly sure what those symbols are, what that language is. So you have a rough time, sort of matching the two together. So you cannot really make any correlation here. Cornelius, the sigil itself does not feel like the sigil you're thinking about.
Okay.
But you also feel that it is incomplete. You feel that there are parts of it that are missing, but you understand the theme of it. You understand the sort of area of expertise of that symbol. It has to do with immortality.
Fuck. Okay. In that case, I'm going to pull out my the second gear. I have a bleed containment item. It is a sort of black iridescent box that I will try to scoop that saw into without touching it myself.
What the hell just happened?
Why are we
What the hell is happening, Jolie?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
So the
That wasn't intent.
the bleed is manifesting with balloons.
Immortality.
Congratulations, it's a murder! Yay!
Interesting. Nevertheless, where are you focusing your containment vial? Around
On
the symbol, around the body? Where?
on the weapon itself, on the saw that
saw.
seemed to.
Okay. What would that containment unit look like to you?
On this little TV show that I like called Warehouse,
Thank you.
how they have those little bags.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to do that.
Okay. As you put it inside that sort of sealed bag, you can definitely feel that you suppressed something. But also, the moment you do so, all of you feel a gust of immense wind blowing through the chamber, as if something is fully released now, and you start to hear wailing and screams, and you start to realize that some of those screams do not come from where you are right now. They come from above. They come from...
Oh, shit.
It really resembles the voice of an old woman right now.
Do we recognize the voice?
I'm guessing it sounds like Madame Camilla.
It does sound like Madame Camilla, but as you look behind you and realize where that pain is coming from, you also realize that the opening you came through is no longer here. The wall seems to be somewhat wobbly, kind of like when you're looking above a fire and the image is sort of shifting a little bit. Something is wrong around you, and it feels both hotter and colder at the same time. What do you do?
This is quite a predicament.
Alright, so we can't go. We likely can't go back the way we came. Is there another exit or somewhere that we could potentially find another stairway to get upstairs?
Give me...
There has to be.
Yeah, give me a survey roll.
No, I'm bad at those.
Well, don't look for stuff then.
Alright.
And yet...
Oh, nice! Yay!
And yet... And as you're trying to find an exit or anything really, you just put your hand along the wall and try to feel where it feels different, where it feels hollow, where it feels like your hand could go through. And there is one place where, as much as your arm doesn't completely go through, you feel less resistance. You don't feel the cold of the stone behind your hand. It's like something a little bit less tangible is pushing you out and keeping you out, but you seem to know where the exit is. You now, all of you, hear a pained voice in the room yelling, "He has to die for what he did to me. He will die."
It sounds like he's done this to many more people than just you. I am so sorry for what happened to you, but for us to help you avenge yourself and avenge all of the people here, you must help us get out of here too, and help us find him. Will you do that for us?
Give me a sway roll. Know that considering the rage that is going on, one attempt is not necessarily going to be enough, but it will be a nudge in the right direction. This is a high stakes roll.
I guess I will use another drive.
Alrighty.
That's a 5.
Okay, partial success. There is a very small pause, a very almost not noticeable moment when her voice stops dead in her tracks. But then you feel a push, something that is just pushing you away. How could you help me now? I am gone.
Because I am also gone. You are one step in this world and another step in the other. And so am I, so I understand.
At this moment, she seems to notice. You are right. You are different. You know what she feels. And it gives her pause. Cornelius, would you be aware of what she's referring to?
That what the ghost is referring to about Aaron?
Yes, but the fact that she knows what it is to be gone.
I don't think so, because I think all that I know about her is that she is not quite human. I don't think I know too much more.
Interesting.
I don't think we've worked together enough yet.
Eivor, you see that for a second you clearly disturbed her, and the wind that all of you are feeling, this sort of tornado inside, seems to be weakening a little bit. However, the walls seem to be bleeding through the cracks. The rest of you, what are you doing?
I'm trying to push through the opening that I found, get out, having found the exit, because it sounds like we need to get upstairs and see what's going on with the people up there.
Right, give me a move roll. Yes, Ren?
Can Ren help Cornelius?
How? Like, how would you attempt to help him?
If he's pushing, I think seeing the direction, he's just also gonna push in that direction as well.
Okay, so both of you just trying your best to go through that thing. Okay, so would you like to both roll separately, or one of you with an extra die? Okay, so that's your attempt. Sounds good, Cornelius. So
I got a 6.
You got a 6. Ren.
So it's a move, right?
It's a move check, yes.
Okay. So
Unfortunately, as much as you pushing helped Cornelius go through, you and Eivor are currently on the other side, still inside the chamber.
No, that's not what I wanted. I don't know.
at least the professor is out. Ava, we gotta go.
Hold on, just one moment. I know how you feel. You know how I know. And she's going to just rip her mask off so that the ghost can see. And just say, I don't remember much. But I remember the feeling of cold and the heat, and the feeling of not knowing what exactly that is that you wanted. But let me be a bridge.
Does that mean you want to let the entity in? Take the place of the psychic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I know what's going on? Does Ren know what's going on?
I would say that you hear the words, you hear what Avery is suggesting. I'm not sure you understand the implications.
No, I think he's just gonna go up to her and, like, grab onto her. What are you doing?
Because
Eivor.
she's seeking an answer for a question that I also need the answer to.
Eivor, you feel in the back of your neck as if somebody is just gently touching you. The touch is getting deeper and deeper into your spine. Do you accept to let that person in? That would mean a bleed mark.
Oh no, that's 3.
Can I burn a resistance or something?
The resistance would let you re-roll something.
Oh, right, I understand. Yeah, that's 3 bleed. It doesn't mean I just... what does that mean?
So,
Remind me.
what it means is that, first of all, you would be somewhat unconscious for the rest of that scene. And you would get a scar. So,
right.
Here's what is going to happen. As you let that entity in, part of it becomes you. You now know yourself as 2-person. You are Eivor Ren, for sure, but you know also that you are Amara Herschel.
Okay.
The scar, how would a scar manifest on you about what just happened to you?
I think I want to say this is not the first time this has happened, perhaps. Occasionally, in the depth of the night, Eivor have heard the different voices in her head. That occasionally confuses her to think about who am I at the moment. And it manifests as another crack on the part of the face that is glass behind the mask.
Okay. As part of getting a scar, this experience changes you in what way? It means that you will take 1 ability point to move to another skill.
Oh.
How does that experience change you? So, for instance, let's say that, for example, you would, I don't know, imagine you could remove a point in sway and put it in focus instead, because from now on you have more things you will remember because you have 2 memories inside of you, that kind of thing. You take 1 point to put somewhere else, yes.
I understand, okay. I think I'm going to... do I know immediately what Amara was like? Just so that I understand what that feels like.
You're not sure exactly what she was as a person. You know what she feels at this very moment. And she feels like she's owed retribution for what her father did to her. And that she will not rest until justice is done. That's what you feel at this very moment.
I'm going to take my control and put it in strike.
Okay.
If that's okay.
Absolutely. Ren, what you see is that for just a second, Eivor was straight, rigid, and fell onto the ground, unconscious. What do you do?
He's like shit, and then tries to like pick her up, trying to see if there's anything he can do. He's panicking. Really.
You can definitely see something changed about her. You can see an additional crack on her face that was not there before. Right now, you feel that they will eventually wake up. They don't seem to be in life or their situation, but it's still something concerning for you.
Ren is gonna pick Ava up and try to like carry her like this and try to look for a way out, like from the previous way. Just try to, backward lean into it so that we can get out.
You see that the walls, the bleeding, the sort of illusion seems to be strongly weakening. It takes you a little bit of effort, but you can definitely walk through. Getting up the stairs is going to be a bitch, because darkness, but you can do it. Meanwhile, Cornelius, you ran upstairs as fast as you possibly could without face planting, and when you reach the room where the seance took place, you see Madame Camilla just holding her head, painful. She is struggling to breathe. She collapses onto the ground. What do you do?
I don't do shites about.
I couldn't hear you. The sound cut off for a second.
I don't give two shites about Madame Camilla at this point. I'm looking for Lady Herschel.
Lady Herschel is in a corner, just sobbing uncontrollably. I don't understand what's happening. I don't understand.
Got a pretty good idea. Who's been murdered in here? Who is the dead girl in the basement?
A dead girl in the basement? What are you talking about?
She keeps talking about something about her father murdering her.
Can you give me a read roll?
Sure can. Just because I want to do well, I'm going to add a drive. Cool. 5 on my gilded.
She is heavily confused by what you just said. But there is something in the back of her mind, something that she's trying to remember that is just right beneath the surface. She's just struggling to grab it. She knows something, but she doesn't know what.
I'll say the language downstairs is very old, might not be your husband, might be his father or his father's father, who in your family is far older than they should be, or has been around much longer than you think they should be.
She is looking now more confused and has no idea what you're talking about. Shortly after you say that, by the way, you see Ren carrying Ava in his arms, just going through the opening on the wall. Ava, you're coming through, and you start to regain consciousness. And there is this very weird feeling when you look around now. Everything seems familiar but different.
Oh, shit.
It feels odd. Like you know where stuff is. You know how it's supposed to look. But it doesn't. Mara inside you.
I think she's...
Yeah, go on.
I don't know what Amara is like, but because she's kind of jumbled up, I imagine just by instinct she's going to start moving things and putting them where they're supposed to be, as Amara remembered. And does she recognize Lady Herschel by any chance?
She does not. However, as you move stuff around and you move the baubles, the books, the vases, everything that Amara seems to remember, you move a family portrait. Old as hell. You see yourself, Amara. surrounded by 2 loving parents. One of them, you know to be an absolute monster.
While I see her at the table, can I go and put the locket back on the table so she can see it, kind of seeing it parsing through?
Don't want you put it on the table and Ava, you just have this quick glance at what the noise was. That's yours. That feels right to you. That feels like it should be around your neck, not on this table.
And I think that's instinctively what she would do then.
Self-helping shit!
Spray.
You put on the locket around your neck, and it feels right, it feels soothing. For the first time today, you feel a modicum of peace, of rest. Something feels familiar to you against your skin.
God.
But as you go towards the table, you catch a glimpse of your reflection, and all sense of comfort, all sense of familiarity vanishes, as this is not the face you remember. Amara is not yet used to seeing somebody else in the reflection. And you feel this inner struggle. The rage starts to slowly seep through, and you now feel very angry and you need to lash out.
I think this might be really stupid and also useless.
Do it.
Like detrimental. It's just flavor. I think she just smashes the mirror
Yes!
Whoa!
on
Let's
the
go.
ground.
Correct.
When the mirror smashes, all those broken shards of glass spread out across the floor, and from one shard to another, you see a different reflection, a different part of your face, a different part of Amara's face. You see yourself being shattered. You seem shattered yourself. You don't know exactly who you are anymore. You are Ava, you are Amara, you are something of both. You are neither. You're not exactly sure who you are right now.
I think while the smashing is happening, there is also just this guttural scream. Less of a scream and more of a like guttural howl.
A wailing of
that
sorts.
is, yeah, but I think in a way it is a voice that is 2 voices kind of overlapping on top of each other. Both Amara and Favor. Which I'm not going to do on camera.
No problem, because
It's
we
okay,
all
you're
have
good.
neighbors, so that's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ren and Cornelius, you do hear this overlapping voice that you've heard a little bit before on Madame Camillias.
Ren
Is
would
there
run
something
over.
you do? Yeah.
Just run over and like see the smash mirror. It's like, did you hurt yourself? What's going on? Are you okay?
So Madame Kershaw, I don't recognize her, but does she bear family resemblance?
She does bear family resemblance, and also she does have on her finger a ring with the family crest that you do recognize for sure.
Okay. And Amara knows when she was born, I'm assuming.
Yes, she does.
So she would just turn to Lady Herschel and say, "You must be my descendant.
She
You tell me
looks at
what
you.
year this is."
She looks at you with completely confused eyes, and she mumbles the year, which I am not aware of because, you know, the setting, but you recognize that year as being 300 years after you were born.
Is my father still alive?
Who is your father? You remember the
Insert
name.
name.
Friedrich.
Friedrich.
Friedrich has been long gone. He died so many years ago. He just disappeared out of nowhere. We never knew what happened to him. It's part of the family tree we tend to forget.
How did he die? Did you see it happen?
I was not born there, but as far as I know, he fell ill. The old family notes say that he fell gravely ill, as if he was rotting from inside. He died. Long ago.
Serves him right, if that's what happened. But serves me wrong that I can't be the one who does it.
I have no idea what to say to that. But inside you, Eivor, there is this conflicting feeling. You would have wanted to be the one to give him his comeuppance, but clearly something else took him. But you do know that he got what he deserved. Not exactly sure what or how, but you have been avenged. You feel a bit,
I think,
at ease. Yes?
Inside the head, I imagine Amara telling Eivor something, and then you hear Eivor's voice coming out of her own body, would just say, "Do you know where Friedrich's grave is? I would like to go spit on it."
It is outside of the residence in the family crypt.
Is it far? I'm feeling a bit tired.
It's just outside.
Oh, good.
As you kind of turn away from her, she grabs your arm. Who are you?
I'm Amara.
Her hand releases. You can see in her face that she is not sure if she should believe you. Or maybe she believes you despite her own sense of logic. Cornelius, Ren, when you hear Eivor say that, for some reason, you fully believe her. Something is different about Eivor.
I will whisper over to Ren. Sounds like we might have to tell the handler that we've got a new passenger.
Yep. Oh dear.
Eivor, you know almost instinctively where to go to the crypt. It's been there for generations, and luckily the war has spared it. You go outside, along the house, through the family garden, and then there you see it. This very unassuming mausoleum with the family crest and a series of names, including Friedrich.
Which one of you two has the kind of spit that has a bit more of a gusto?
I can smash the whole thing if you want me to.
It's like probably the strong person.
Amara, do you want that?
And then you sort of reply to yourself, yes. Yes, I think it would help.
Okay.
My best friend need to have a bit of fun.
He's like, gladly. And then you see him take, well, he was wearing gloves. So he took the arm that, like, has the metallic side. He took off that glove, and you see, like, his hand is just metal. And then he kind of winds up and then smash it immediately.
The first hit thuds against the stone, and you feel a crack across Friedrich's name. Another hit, another crack, until you manage to go through the whole stone. To what is behind is just dirt and a long rotten coffin. You just see among the remains a corpse, a skeleton. Again, long rotten, but more than it should be. Sometimes you see bones that are in the ground for so long they just start to be, but this is different. The bones themselves seem to be corrupted and dark and wrong. And Amara, you know that there is something inside you. Something that he wanted to have for himself. Eternal life or something. That he was too much of a monster, too much of an idiot to do it right. And he took his life instead. Life took care of your revenge more than you ever did.
Those who want powers that didn't deserve it. They couldn't contain it even if they had it. That's what I always say. No, that's what my dad always say.
If we could, if the professor could I take a look around, her possibly trying to tweak a read again, to see if there's any iconography again similar to what we saw down below, and possibly things I know from my own history?
Absolutely. Please do.
I thought you were gonna sample it, like.
That's real bad. We're gonna burn my resistance there. Here you go.
Okay. Partial success. Well, that's something.
We'll take it.
There is a tiny bit of iconography, and most of all what you see is that he was buried with a few jewelry, a few family heirlooms, and a notebook. Just getting a glimpse at it, just a quick glance, doesn't give you a lot because it seems to be far beyond what you know. You do recognize a few things, you do recognize a few symbols, you do recognize one symbol that you have seen before in a very traumatic event in your life.
I'd like to cast a yoink and take that.
But it seems to be part of a larger thing, way larger. And this would probably take you a long time to examine and dissect. But at this very moment, Ren, you notice that Ava's demeanor has softened. And Ava, you feel that right now, even though Amara is still angry at the life she didn't get, she is, for now, satiated and contained within your body. And this will probably need to be dealt with at some point. At this moment, when you all feel the air getting less tense and less heavy, if you were not a circle before, you sure are now. And that would probably lead to some more examination about what transpired in that basement. But for now, at least, you get to go home after a very, very interesting experience beyond the veil. And this is where we will stop today's session. I hope you guys had a good time. And
I get to punch stuff. That was fun.
You get to punch stuff. I will, just to give a little glimpse for the people watching about who you were playing and what you got from this lovely supplement. I will go around the table and actually we'll do it the other way this time and start with Cornelius. Could you tell us what your specialty was?
Sure. I was playing a face character. This new specialty is called the Spy. So fun fact about him that we never got quite into. While he is a professor at the local university, he was also a member of the government of Ravanseil. Ravanseil? Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Ravanseil. Recruited many years ago. And he had some stuff happen that we didn't get to quite find out about.
And what was your special ability as a spy?
I know a guy. So it means once per assignment I can have who that I know nearby that can help me out in the situation. So if there was a situation where I could have looked around, if we had got up a little more, I could have seen someone from the university or someone that I knew from my various missions that could have given us a hand on this assignment. Okay.
It didn't come into play today, I'm sorry, but it, you never know where the game leads you.
Yeah.
Jolene, what was your specialty?
So Ren is his rose of muscle and his specialty is enhance. So basically, you are the dream or possibly the nightmare of all superior officers with your exceptional physical abilities, which you did see. Your primary drive is nerve. So basically, he has an uncanny control over his body, which allows him to perform superhuman feats, such as punching, breaks. Like, I don't know, what was that? A very hard stone. There we go. Punching.
And what would have been your special ability as enhanced?
I don't think unfortunately, we haven't used it because, the event caused the scar. Well, his scar was kind of his loss of hand, which now you see is a metal arm. It also imbued him with the unnatural ability to resist physical duress. So it kind of like adds my total scar to my nerve resistance. So it's pretty sick ability. But there's always a next time.
Absolutely. And finally, Ran, I can finally call you with the right name. What was your specialty?
Hi, I play the weird archetype, and I play the specialty of homunculus, which is brand new to the Ravanseil supplement. Aver is the child of a NPC that you will find in the Ravanseil compendium if you back it. It is her father is a master craftsman who creates beautiful glasswork that she helps create occasionally. She was lost during the war and brought back a little bit different. She's made of glass, but contains, she is a soul contained in a slightly robotic body that she leans into to make people question their own sanity. So essentially, she gaslight her audience into thinking this is just an act. But her special ability is let them in, which whenever she takes one or more blood, which you saw earlier,
this one is
she
from
can
the weird,
gain additional information.
That
was already in there. Right. So the specialty from Homunculus is a unique perspective. Your experience of life and reality differ just enough from everybody else's for you to notice things most humans would not. When using a drive on the sense roll to learn more about phenomenon, add 2 die instead of 1 to your or your allies roll that you are helping out. So that didn't really come up.
You didn't have to spend a lot of drive, but because your rolls were less shitty than Kyle's. But had you done it, it would have give you more dice to roll. So yeah, all of those specialties and more of them are actually going to be present in the supplements. There's also going to be new locations because you discovered a tiny bit about Ravanseil. There's also going to be Neogike. There's going to be the Kingdom of Cien. There's going to be also new factions, new so many stuff. I believe that there was also going to be 20 modules ready to play and stuff. So a whole shebang. It's fantastic. If you are interested in that, the link is going to be in the description if you're watching it on YouTube. If you're watching it on Twitch, there's going to be a QR code above my face right about now. So feel free to scan that above, but still, the idea is here. And
Somewhere.
at the time of broadcasting, the crowdfunding campaign should still be on, so feel free to back it. It is a wonderful project. We still have a little bit less than 30 days left. So yeah. Come and join us in some new adventure a little bit further away from Hale.
Woo!
That being said, lovely people, thank you so much for playing with me today, and thank you so much for participating in that. And for all of you who are watching, I wish you a very, very good evening beyond the veil. Bye.